Chapter 9, Revolution of the Heart. The air in Neo-Tokyo crackled with electric anticipation as Maya, Nora, and Finn led the resistance forces on their final assault against Dr. Emerson's headquarters. The once pristine skyscraper now loomed over the city like a monolithic symbol of the emotion trade's excesses, its gleaming facade masking the dark secrets that lay within. Maya gripped the hilt of her electrified baton, her eyes narrowed with determined focus. "This is it, team. Once we breach that building, there's no turning back. Are you ready?" Finn checked the readouts on his tactical visor, his expression grim. "As ready as we'll ever be. The security measures are extensive, but our intel should give us a fighting chance." He turned to Nora, who stood beside them, her posture tense but resolute. "And you, Nora? Can we count on you?" Nora met his gaze evenly. "I've come too far to back out now. My sister needs me, and I won't let her down again." She clenched her fists, the memory of the overwhelming emotions she had experienced in Dr. Emerson's vault still fresh in her mind. "This ends today." Maya nodded, a hint of pride in her eyes. "Then let's do this." She signaled the resistance fighters, and the assault on Dr. Emerson's fortress began. The team breached the building's perimeter, dodging a barrage of security drones and corporate enforcers. Maya and Finn's hacking skills allowed them to overload the building's systems, temporarily disrupting the defenses. Nora, her newfound emotional awareness fueling her determination, fought alongside the resistance with a ferocity that belied her former privileged lifestyle. As they fought their way through the corporate stronghold, Maya couldn't help but marvel at the transformation in her sister. Nora's eyes burned with a fiery resolve, her movements fluid and precise as she dispatched her enemies. The distance that had once separated them seemed to melt away, replaced by a growing sense of sisterly camaraderie. "I've got the coordinates to the central emotion distribution hub," Finn shouted over the din of the battle. "It's heavily guarded, but that's where we need to hit Emerson the hardest." Maya nodded, her mind racing. "Okay, we'll split up. Nora, you and a team take the south entrance and draw their fire. Finn and I will hit the main hub from the north. We need to time this perfectly." Nora's eyes widened, but she didn't hesitate. "Understood. Be careful, sis." With that, she led a group of fighters towards the southern entrance, their weapons blazing. Maya and Finn surged forward, weaving through the chaos of the battle. They encountered fierce resistance from Emerson's corporate security, but their hacking skills and intimate knowledge of the building's systems gave them an advantage. Alarms blared, and the ground trembled as the two teams converged on the central hub. Reaching the heart of the operation, Maya and Finn found themselves face to face with Dr. Emerson himself, the man who had orchestrated the entire emotion trade. His eyes burned with a fanatical intensity as he confronted them. "So, the great Maya and her band of rebels have finally arrived," he sneered, his voice dripping with contempt. "Do you really think you can disrupt my carefully constructed system? The emotions of this city are mine to control." Maya stepped forward, her baton crackling with energy. "It ends here, Emerson. Your monopoly on emotions has gone on long enough. The people of Neo-Tokyo deserve to feel freely without your interference." Emerson let out a cold, mirthless laugh. "Feel freely? You fools have no idea of the chaos that would ensue. Emotions are a dangerous, unpredictable force. They must be regulated, contained, and exploited for the greater good." Finn's fingers danced across his hollow console. His eyes narrowed in concentration. "The greater good? You mean your own personal profit and power. This isn't about maintaining order, it's about control, pure and simple." Emerson's expression darkened. "Then you leave me no choice." He gestured, and a platoon of security drones surged forward, their weapons trained on Maya and Finn. The battle that followed was a whirlwind of action and desperation. Maya and Finn fought with every ounce of their skill, their movements a blur as they dodged and weaved, hacking the drones' systems to turn them against one another. But Emerson's forces were relentless, and the sheer number of adversaries threatened to overwhelm them. In the chaos, Maya caught a glimpse of Nora and her team battling their way towards the central hub. Their faces were etched with determination, their weapons blazing. Maya knew that Nora's newfound emotional awareness had transformed her, fueling her with a fierce resolve to see this through. As Emerson's drones closed in, Maya and Finn found themselves cornered, their backs to the central control console. Emerson stood before them, his expression triumphant. "You fought well, I'll give you that," he said, his voice dripping with condescension. "But in the end, your efforts were futile. This city and its emotions belong to me." Maya gripped her baton tighter, her mind racing for a solution. "You're wrong, Emerson. The people of Neo-Tokyo will never be truly free until they can feel the full range of human emotions without your interference." Emerson let out a derisive snort. "Free? Emotions only breed chaos and instability. I'm saving this city from itself." He raised his hand, and the drones prepared to fire. In the pivotal moment, Nora and her team burst through the doors, their weapons blazing. "Not on my watch," Nora shouted, her voice filled with a newfound confidence and defiance. The resistance fighters swarmed the room, engaging Emerson's forces in a fierce and desperate battle. Maya and Finn took advantage of the distraction to launch a final, concentrated assault on the central control console. Fingers flying across the hollow interface, Finn's expression was a mask of determined focus. "I'm in, Maya. Get ready to reroute the emotion distribution network. This is our chance." Maya nodded, her heart pounding in her chest. "Do it, Finn. Let's show Emerson the true power of the people's emotions." With a final keystroke, Finn triggered the command. The room trembled as the central hub systems surged to life, their once tightly controlled protocols now unraveling. Maya watched in awe as the flow of emotion-rich data began to flood the city, breaking free from Emerson's stranglehold. Emerson's eyes widened in horror as he witnessed his carefully constructed empire crumbling around him. "No, what have you done?" he cried, his voice laced with desperation. Maya met his gaze with a triumphant smile. "We're giving the people of Neo-Tokyo back what you've taken from them. Emotions belong to everyone, not just the privileged few." The air in the room crackled with the release of pent-up emotions, a tangible energy that seemed to fill every corner. Nora, her eyes shining with tears, embraced Maya. The sisters' long-standing divide finally healed. "Maya, you did it," Nora whispered, her voice thick with emotion. "You've shown me the true power of feeling, of being truly alive. I'm so proud of you." Maya returned the embrace, her own eyes brimming with tears. "We did it, Nora. Together, we're going to change this city and maybe the world." As the resistance fighters cheered and Emerson's forces retreated in disarray, Maya knew that this was only the beginning. The disruption to the emotion trade would have far-reaching consequences, both for the city and for the characters whose lives had been so profoundly shaped by its impact. But in that moment, as she stood with her sister and her closest allies, Maya felt a sense of hope and purpose that she had never known before. The revolution of the heart had begun, and the future of Neo-Tokyo would never be the same.